Hi everyone, welcome to this video. Today I'm comparing the body of the Fuji X-T3 with the X-T4. Just wanted to see what the similarities and differences are in case you're interested. And I know when I was buying these, I was curious to see what the differences were. So starting at the front there, pretty similar. The body's quite similar, slightly different size, but pretty much the same shape, although the grip on this here is a little bit shallower on the X-T3. I don't know if you can see that there, but a little bit less finger room than the X-T4 because of the battery size there. I think mainly they've had to just increase that. So if you can see me with this one, there's a little bit more to hold on to your fingers versus that one, but not a huge difference. It is noticeable, but it doesn't really affect the way you're using the camera. So that's the front. The light's slightly different there too. And that dial there does feel different. It feels like it's been, tweaked a little bit. It's a little bit smoother maybe. Yeah, a little bit easier to turn perhaps. You can also press these in, so it's slightly different sort of click there as well. We'll turn the camera up this way now to have a look at the top. So dials, again, pretty similar. There's addition of a few buttons. This button has been added. Function button has moved from here. So yeah, but otherwise pretty similar. And you've got sort of, I don't know if you can see the side, but there's a few buttons there. That's the same for the view mode. And you've got the diopter settings on that side. So pretty similar there. This one does come with a flash a little flash that you can attach. The X-T4 doesn't come with the flash, but of course they've got the flash port there. I'll turn them around this way now. The big feature, of course, at the back is the change of the screen. The grip there is still pretty the same, but yeah, the screen has completely been changed and the little eyepiece here is slightly different there as well, maybe a little bit bigger. And a few of the buttons have moved. So let's start with the screen. There are pluses and minuses to each of these screens, and there are some people that prefer the older screen to the newer one. I like them both for different reasons. I love this one for photography, and this one obviously I prefer for video. Perhaps this camera is more suited to photography, and maybe it's not really worth the upgrade if you're doing just that. Although this one has features like IBIS, which this one doesn't have. So there's trade-offs and pluses and minuses, of course, the price as well. But let's just concentrate on the body. So let me show you. Basically, the screens are completely different. This one flips up only and to the side. So you can do this rotation. Let me just raise it so you can see. You can go that far up, and then the other way it can go that far. That's its maximum. Now you can close that, and there's a little button, some people don't know about this, that opens the screen this way. So again, it can go from flat to out. This is actually really, really handy if you're doing, Instagram type pictures where you're holding the camera and you just want to flick it up just to see what you're taking a picture of, especially if you're down low. I use this a lot, especially if you're shooting vertical for Instagram. So this is a really, really cool feature. And also there are some advantages in video to having it this way. If you are behind the camera, it's actually quite handy to have the view screen sort of lined up with your eye, if you like. On this one, it's a different story. This one has also advantages in that, of course, you've got the flip screen that you can see yourself in. So that's a big advantage. So you cannot see yourself in this unless you get a little attachment, which I'll link in the description in case you're interested. There's a cheap version of a sort of mirror that you can mirror this and you can see yourself. However, the disadvantages in that is that you have the screen to the side, so you're sort of glancing this way rather than straight to the camera, which can be an advantage or disadvantage. It depends what you're filming. Also, this flips right round, and if you're doing the Instagram type picture, this needs to sit outside of the camera, whereas the other one just swings that way. This one, you need to rotate right out to have a look. So pluses and minuses to both. I don't really have a preference for one or the other. This one seems nicer to do photos with, this one nicer to do videos with, but they all both work well, and they're touch sensitive and responsive. The picture's great on them. So no complaints, just it's a different way of shooting, whichever one you prefer. Buttons here pretty similar. You got your back button, a few buttons. These ones have stayed as well. Some of these have shifted a little bit. Probably the biggest move is that Q button, which has moved. So if you're using both cameras sort of frequently, sometimes I'm going to the wrong location for the Q button, but they'll probably stay on for the next model, I guess, in that location. Now, as far as the dials on the top, what I didn't cover is the fact that the dial has, how do we say this? The dial for basically on this X-T3, if you wanted to do video, it would be down here. Now the video button is no longer on this dial, and it's moved over to here. So you've got a stills and a video, a movie mode. So you can quickly flick between, your settings for the stills and your settings for movie, which is quite handy. And many people love that feature. So that's the back. The front we've done. Let's do the sides. So we've got, the ports have changed. On the XT, I'll start with the X-T3. So the X-T3, you've got a door that's removable, and you've got your ports there. Hopefully that's coming up. And on the X-T4, you've got sort of two doors now. And as far as I can see, they're not removable, but there you got your ports. So there's been some changes to the design of this. Going to the other side, we'll start with the X-T3 again. So you've got the card slots, dual card slots on both, slightly different designs. So this one is sort of one after the other, whereas the X-T4 has them in a line. So I'll show you that. There, and we'll move to the bottom of the camera now. Make sure that I don't drop that. The bottom of the camera, you've got the battery, which is been increased in size, so it's slightly different. Although, let me show you them side by side. You've got similar sort of setup, but I've got that one upside down, don't I? That's not good. Similar sort of setup, but just slightly bigger, and actually a little bit more than slightly bigger, and that's why the grip has changed as well. So if I take the battery out of the X-T3, you'll see the difference in sizing. So that one is quite a bit bigger than that one, smaller than that one, sorry. So, and they're a completely different shape. So that's the two batteries. And of course, being bigger, it gives you more power as well, and more, more film time. So yeah, that's sort of the main body differences. If there's anything else you want me to answer, just leave a comment in the comments section, and I'll get to it. I'll just show you a close-up of them. It's quite hard to get these on film together, but yeah, I'll run through the X-T4 there at the back. And I'll bring you the X-T3 as well. Filming this kind of upside down, so it's a bit tricky. But yeah, side by side, there's the back of them. And the bottom. So you can see the grip there, quite noticeable. And we'll do this side as well. And I'll just flip back to this side. This is tricky business. Probably drop one in a minute. So there's the ports. I've got this door off at the moment, but obviously there's a door on that one. So yeah, that's the two cameras. I hope I covered most of the things. Obviously there are internal things that are different, as well as the IBIS edition on the X-T4. But yeah, the body is something that you can't really change. Of course, you can get an extra grip and battery packs and whatever, but the actual shape of the camera is as is, and the buttons are where they are. They're quite programmable and adjustable, so you can make it as you wish. But yeah, that's the two bodies. So I know a lot of you ask me whether you should get one or the other. They're both great, and you can't really go wrong with either of them. It's just matching up the features that you need versus the cost and how you use the camera, etc. So yeah, hope you found the video helpful, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Just give a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye.